Studio. Well, a pleasant good evening and welcome to Bedtime Stories, the show designed with the lovers in mind, where we put you to bed but never to sleep with the greatest love songs of all time, right here on WOSD Radio DV Chicago, WDLB Indianapolis, WDWRLN Radio.com, Chicago. Chicago, all Chicago. It's your peanut butter brother, Dr. Al Greer. Thank you so much for joining us here on this on these fine radio stations. Coming up in our last hour, we do a little thing we call foreplay. That's four songs by one of your favorite artists or groups, male or female. Once again, it comes up in your last hour. And of course, if you want to throw a song in or two, hit me up on Facebook or Twitch or whichever. Okay. I think I'm on YouTube as well. I need to check. Anyway, let's get this show on the road and kick it off with Jermaine Jackson. That's right, Jermaine Jackson. This is Castles of Sand on Bedtime Stories. Castles of Sand. Mm-hmm. Pam Hawkins, good evening. Excuse me. How are you doing, Pam? Hoping that all is well with you because of that horrific accident. You could have seriously been hurt. Yeah, you sure did. Thank God for airbags. I mean, unfortunately, you were trapped in the car, but those airbags saved your life, sweetheart. Those airbags saved your life. I'm like, whoa. You said a car flipped over? Mm, girl, you're not even supposed to be here, but you are. It wasn't your time to go. I'd have had a fit, boy. Mm-mm. Yep. Those airbags saved your life. They may have trapped you in the car, but they kept, because you could have been cut by glass. You could have been, I mean, all sorts of things, cut by metal. Whew. I'm just glad you're still here, sweetheart. Wow. Just glad that you're still here. Felt like you were in a flying spaceship. I know, right? I've been in an accident or two, but never to that magnitude. Nope, never that bad. You know, I've gotten hit from behind. Hey, Pam. Ooh, two Pamelas. Two Pamelas are better than one. I got enough to make a Pam sandwich. Ah, get it? A Pam sandwich? Mm-mm. Who's ever the founder and CEO of WRC Radio is probably making 500K a year. He's both the founder and a massive media organizer in a top 10 market. Oh, well, thank you, Troy. I appreciate that. Wish I were making that type of money. Cherie, happy hump day. Hump day. Two in a row from Jermaine Jackson. That is My Touch of Madness. Right here on Bedtime Stories with your peanut butter brother, Dr. Al Greer. Hello to Cherie. I always say Cherie. It's just Sherry. But Cherie sounds so much more exotic. Cherie Yvette Withers Banks. Thanks for being on my live. I appreciate you. She does a fantastic tribute to Whitney Houston. We were together, it was about a month ago at the Grand Ballroom, and you were performing, and she did I'm Every Woman, right? And it seemed like every woman in the place surrounded her. And first, when she started out, you saw her and her dancers, right? After that, it was like she disappeared. Every woman in there, they were surrounding, and they was singing along with I'm every. Fantastic tribute to Whitney Houston. Thank you for being on my live. Pamela Hawkins and Pamela Clemens. It's good to see both of you all. Uh, Pamela Hawkins was in a terrible accident last night. The car was totaled. She said the car flipped over. She said what saved her were the airbags in the car. Unfortunately, they trapped her in there. But fortunately, they trapped her in there. She could have gone flying out of the car. She said she had her seatbelt on. And I'm just so glad that she's okay. I really am. I really am. Anyway, it's your peanut butter brother, Dr. Al Greer. This, of course, is Bedtime Stories, the show designed with the lovers in mind, where we put you to bed but never to sleep with the greatest love songs of all time, like this one from Jeffrey Osborne. This is Yes, I'm Ready, Baby. I'm ready. To learn, ready, to learn. Mm-hmm. Even now. Mm-mm. Woo, Pam. Russell Baker, shake and bake. What's going on, sir? Always good to see you, my brother. I appreciate you. Thanks for being on my live, as always. Don't forget to uh, like and share, like and share, and comment too. Like, share, comment. Imagine if Janet Jackson could sing and dance as well as Britney Spears. She would have been a star. Mm-mm. Or Christina Aguilera. You forgot her. Mm-hmm. Yeah, Aguilera is a hell of a singer there. She give Janet a run for her money. Russell Baker, shake and bake. Right now. Yes, sir, Russ. The doctor's in the house. Hmm. And dinner is over. You saw Janet in Houston? Okay. Which is interesting. She was here in Tinley Park, right, Russ? And they said the traffic was so bad, people were getting out of their cars and leaving their cars on the road. And they were walking to the Tinley Park Convention Center. I guess as much as they paid for the tickets, they were like, damn it, I'm going to see Janet. Damn it, Janet. I'm going to see me some Janet. I don't know. I don't care what I got to do to see Janet. I'm going to see her. Yep. But they say, Janet puts on a hell of a show, which I must agree. Yes, she does. $60 for lawn seats. Okay. It ain't like Janet needs the money, right? She don't need the money. That's for sure. Are you ready? Barbara Mason. Before that, excuse me, my voice went up a couple octaves. Before that one, Jeffrey Osborne and his version of Baby, Yes, I'm Ready, right here on Bedtime Stories. It's your peanut butter brother, Dr. Al Greer. Hello to Russell Baker, aka Shake and Bake. Also to, I always say Cherie, it's just Sherry. But Cherie sounds so much, you know, she should start, you should, just because of me, you should start calling yourself Cherie. Anyway, she does a hell of a tribute to Whitney Houston. I mean, she brings the house down. Russell Baker, Shake and Bake. He said he went to see Janet Jackson in Houston. She gave an amazing performance. She normally does. Not much of a singer, but she's a hell of a performer. You know, you can't go wrong with the name Jackson, right? Hello to my my son, Sincere. I love you too, sir. Thank you so much for being on my live as always. It's your peanut butter brother, Dr. Al Greer. This is Bedtime Stories, the show designed with the lovers in mind, where we put you to bed but never to sleep with the greatest love songs of all time. Earlier at work, I was listening to a song that this gentleman did, and I got a little emotional because I looked at they show the album cover when you look it up on YouTube, right? And the name of the album was called Sunlight. And I remember getting that album so long ago from a station called WJPC, brought back memories. Here's the great Herbie Hancock and Making Love on Bedtime Stories. With you. That's a good one. Side chick is so degradatory. From now on, let's use relationship assistant. Okay. Mm-mm. That is funny. Relationship assistant. Mm-mm. So they say that the 44th president of the United States is going to jail. We don't know when that's going to happen, but I don't know. I'm not even going to worry about it anymore. I'm really not going to worry about it. 45, thank you. I'm not even, I mean, either he is or he isn't going to jail. Which one is it? He was told to turn himself in. He's got his own plane. They didn't take away his passport because they don't consider him a flight risk. He has his own plane. Russell said he won't spend a day in jail. Russell, I think you're right, my brother. I think you're absolutely right. Mm-mm. They will find a way to keep him out of jail. I guess because of who he is, you know. So I'm just saying, he may not do any time at all. He may not, yeah. So, but it's interesting because, to my knowledge, there's never been a president who was indicted for anything. They tried to impeach Nixon. I think they did impeach Nixon. They tried to impeach uh, Bill Clinton for perjury. Russell said he won't spend one day in jail, and Pam said he might get away with it. Pamela, you might be right. No mugshot, no bail, kept his passport. They say that no one is above the law, but he was treated so differently. Russ, do you think because of the fact that he was a president, a U.S. president, do you think that he'll get preferential treatment? Let me rephrase that. Do you think he's already gotten preferential treatment? Deborah Stanley Riddle, they have to come down on him hard. He was already blatantly disregards of all laws. Hey, Ronnie. Hey, hey, hey. Once again, no mugshot, no bail, kept his passport. He's out signing autographs, taking selfies with people at different restaurants. I'm like, okay, you know, if they really wanted to, they would have taken him into custody. But I guess not. That's your next president. That you might be right. You might be right. If they don't made 2 million yesterday at a fundraiser. Lady G. Yep. The clowns in the circus. I know, right? I totally agree with you all. Um, Talk to Me Goose 3. There is a possibility that if he runs again, well, he's definitely going to run for president again. And if he gets reelected as the president, we we may be facing war and another pandemic. I'm just saying. You know, he was left um, orders if a pandemic were to break out, what to do. Obviously, he didn't read it. So, but as an ex-president, I don't think he would be treated like a regular Joe, like Joe Biden. Yeah. Ronnie said, "I'm moving to Wakanda." Okay, wherever Wakanda is, there is a Wakanda. It's a Wakanda, Illinois, but in no way, shape, form, or fashion is it, you know, Wakanda, Wakanda. It's a Wakanda, Illinois. I'm sure the people in Wakanda, Illinois are really proud of Wakanda forever. So, ladies and gentlemen, get ready for the second coming of the Trumper. As you say, if he gets back in office, Trump has enough supporters. He just made, what was that, 20 million at a fundraiser? Blatant disregard of the law. It's just plain and simple. Blatant disregard of the law. He will be the Republicans' nominee. If he wins, he will spend his whole presidency getting revenge. The hell with policies. Lady G says, send that joker to Cook County. Trust he'd definitely get some special treatment. And he'd be washing someone's drawers up in there. He's probably laughing at them now. He's just, you thought you had me. I'm the Donald. So get ready, get ready, get ready. Preston Shanks, good evening, sir. Yep, it looks like he's going to run again, ladies and gentlemen. And if he does, his supporters will come out in full force and they will support him and they will make sure that he gets reelected. Yep, Trump is not going to jail, period. Okay, why do you say that he's not going to jail, Preston? What say you, sir? As long as God is still on the throne, he will not let that happen. Pam said, not my president. There's a possibility. Well, of course, Obama could run again. Of course, he would get reelected. You know, I think there's more Obama supporters than there are Trump supporters. I think so. So, will will his wife let him run again? Absolutely not. She said it was the longest 8 years of her life. She said she couldn't even open a window in the White House. Her children grew up in the White House. 8 years they grew up in the White House. So they never really had a real, childhood, I should say. It's hard to do that. It's hard to have a normal life when you're in the public eye. There's an old saying, when someone shows you who they are, believe them. He told you he could shoot someone on Fifth Avenue, nothing will happen. The tape, him talking about sexually assaulting women, on the tape to tell the people he has classified documents won't matter. Russell, you're absolutely right. You are absolutely, positively right. Oh yeah, switched it up on y'all. Yeah. Herbie Hancock had Stars in Your Eyes. Before that, more Herbie Hancock. And even more Herbie Hancock. I'm on a Herbie Hancock kick tonight. Your peanut butter brother, Dr. Al Greer. This is Bedtime Stories. The show designed with the lovers in mind, where we put you to bed, but never to sleep, with the greatest love songs of all time. Here we're talking about our next president of the United States. It will probably be Trump again. Yep. If Joe Biden doesn't step it up, he's going to be stepped on. There are a lot of Trump supporters out there that really believe in him, that he can come back and be the president. Even all the shenanigans he's pulling, he thinks that he is invincible. He's the Don, so he's the Teflon Don. Anyway, stranger things have happened. It's your peanut butter brother, Dr. Al Greer. This is Bedtime Stories, the show designed with the lovers in mind, where we put you to bed but never to sleep, with the greatest love songs of all time. Hello to both Pamelas, Pamela Hawkins and Pamela Mahogany Clemens, as well as Lady G and Russell Shake and Bake Baker. Preston, I see you too, brother. Here's the first of two in a row from, you guessed it, Johnny Mathis. That's right. Lady G's favorite singer in the whole wide world, Johnny Mathis, or as she calls him, Johnny Mattress. From the album I'm Coming Home, this is Stop, Look, and Listen to Your Heart on Bedtime Stories. It's why you seem to fall in love and out again. Do you ever really love? They said Cornel West is throwing his hat in the ring. Last thing, what does it say for our country? We have an 80-year-old president and a 77-year-old clown. Are you telling me there isn't one person under 65 capable of running this country? And that's just it. A lot of people are throwing their hats into the ring. Like Ronnie said, Cornel West is throwing his hat into the ring. Does Cornel West really think that he could be the president of the United States? In his mind, maybe he thinks that. A lot of people think that. A lot of people feel like, it's probably an easy job. Anybody could do it. You know, the thing is, and I keep bringing up Obama. Um, and people will disagree with me on this. Obama was probably the greatest president we've ever had since Theodore Roosevelt. I'm sorry, Franklin Delano Roosevelt. Franklin Delano Roosevelt was elected so many times, they said, look, we're going to put a cap on it. You can only do 2 terms, 2 4-year terms, and that's it. He just kept getting elected. He was that good. But we haven't had that since. Of course, Roosevelt and Obama. Jimmy Carter was good. Bill Clinton, the both Bushes, Little Bush, Big Bush, they were okay. I remember when Little Bush was elected, people were crying, and oh Lord, we're gonna go back to being slaves. They thought it was really bad. I wonder if Willie Wilson is gonna throw his hat in. He needs to throw his hat in the garbage somewhere. Willie Wilson, you need to go sit down. I'm sorry. He's run for mayor. He's run for the, the president of the United States twice. It's like he's got an ego. He has a tremendous ego. I've talked to him. He just think he's. And I'm not just saying that because he wouldn't hire me to do voiceovers for his show Sensation. I thought, hey, but he's got this big ego, like, he can run a country or a city. you know, you gotta love them. You've got to, you've got to have an ego to even go into politics. You got to have an ego to even go into TV or radio or whatever, you know. it's not just a skill that you pick up when you go to school. It's like you have to have an ego. I don't care what anybody says. Well, not ego, but you have to be confident. You have to be really confident within yourself to run for an office that you know nothing of and that you know you'll never have. I think Brandon Johnson, in running for mayor, I think he surprised himself. I think he woke up the next day and said, I won? I did? He probably looked up and turned to Channel 9. Of course, they were dissing him. You know, Channel 9 really, they dissed Brandon so badly. It was just, like, yeah. And with 90% of the votes, it's, you know, Brandon Johnson beat out Paul Vallis. They weren't too happy about it. They should have said, yeah. It should have been like Chris Tucker, you got knocked the fuck out. It should have been like that, but you know, Channel 32, I love their news because they're integrated. It's not just they got Ania Padilla. She's Hispanic. They got a black guy on there. They had Walter Payton's daughter on there. They replaced her with another black girl. They're diverse. Channel 9 is like white guy, white black girl, white girl, Robin Baumgarten, white. Once again, I'm not anti-white, I'm just pro-black, and that's it. Channel 9, you need to integrate in the morning, you know. And then they have this show that comes on after the news in the morning. What is it? Good morning, whatever. And we here at the Montclair got $50 from him when he came during the mayoral election. So he can do what he wants. Yeah, here's your money too. Don't forget to vote for me now. Okay? Oh, there you go. Dabba-doo-ba-doo. Scabba-dabba-doo. I'm putting my vote behind Paul Ballas because Paul Ballas will be the mayor for the peoples. All the peoples is what he said on the commercial. Paul Ballas will be the mayor for all the peoples. Vote Paul Ballas. He probably, the next day, he probably woke up, damn it. I think he got 17% of the vote. They never take him seriously. They just don't. Stop it. 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 Foolish am I. That's what they call me. Foolish. Johnny Mathis and Foolish from the album I'm Coming Home. The album that he recorded in Philadelphia at Philadelphia International Studios or Sigma Sound Studios in Philadelphia. Probably one of his best albums, besides his greatest hits album, which had Misty and When Sunny Gets Blue and all those cuts. It brought him back to the brothers and sisters. Then he turned around and did the song with Denise Williams. I don't care what nobody says. Johnny Mathis, yeah, he's the man. He has had a fan base out of this world. There's only one other man who had a fan base like Johnny Mathis. Liberace. I think they used to shop at the same menswear store. Anyway, I'm just saying, You ain't never seen Johnny with no woman, have you? And you never will. Hey, Shirley. Lawana, Lawana, Lawana. Lawana. Barbara, this is Shirley. Lawana, Lawana, Lawana. Oh, yeah. But yeah, Channel 9 need to get some colored folks on their show in the morning. I'm just saying. What do I know, right? They could have one warming up in the bullpen. They've had the same people. I remember Val Warner she got her start um, in the helicopter. She was a traffic reporter. That's how she got her start. And she made the transition from Channel 9 to Channel 7 or ABC 7. So and then Robin Baumgarten, she got her start in the WGN Chapa, and she went on. She's been hosting or co-hosting the news show ever since, the morning news show. Larry Potash. The closest they have to black is Paul Conrad because he looks like a brother. I don't care what nobody said. His hair started falling out. Paul said, I'm shaving my shit." He looked like a 40-year-old black man with that beard. You know, when he first got started, he looked like Rick Dees. He did. He looked just like Rick Dees. And then, as he got older, his hair started falling out. He shaved his head and grew a beard. He looked like a 40-year-old black man. I don't care what nobody said. And Pat Tomasulo. Why? It's like I hear they can't stand him on the set, but hey, he gets ratings. Pat Tomasulo, and he just does the sports. Anyway, Dr. Dusty, good evening. Hello, live. Allison Payne, but Allison don't do the morning show, the morning news. She does middays, I think. Allison Payne. Yeah. And what's the other one? Yeah, the other tall, black, skinny woman too. Yeah. Anyway, but good evening to you, Kimberly. It's always good to see you, darling. You looked ravishing. Yes, you look ravishing, my dear. Yes. Allison Payne didn't. Yeah, I'm about to say, didn't Allison Payne die? Uh, and then what's the other one? I can't think of her name. But she said when she first came to Channel 9 that Mary D was her mentor. You know, Lady G, don't leave. Gotta go. Blessed dreams and peaceful risings. Oh, hello. Yeah, Allison died, didn't she? Yeah. I think I saw her maybe once. Maybe once or twice. Who's the other one? The one on Channel 5. That's Marion. Yeah. Marion is so little and she's so, it's like when she's on TV, they sit her in a high stool. She's so short. They used to do the same thing with the Windy City Live girl. I just said her name a few minutes ago. Anyway, Sleep well, Aunt. Oh, isn't that cute? Hey, Queen, have an amazing night. From the Sugar Shack. The Sugar Shack. The Sugar Shack. Speaking of sugar, my 6-year-old granddaughter graduated today from kindergarten. She goes from kindergarten to first grade. Oh, Lord. They are not ready for her, I tell you. Val Warner, thank you. Yep, Val Warner. They stopped production of Windy City Live. And they had a good run too. They just kept changing the time, making it, you know, they just kept changing the time slot of it. But anyway, Allison Payne reminded me so much of my mom. Her height, hairstyle, height, poise, and complexion. Mm, that's wonderful. Kimberly, Kimberly, when are you going to make me a lasagna, dear? I would like a lasagna, please. Thank you. Lady G was supposed to make salmon croquettes, but that never happened. I tell you. I tell you, I get no respect. No respect at all. But yes, Kimberly and I are proud grandparents of Naomi, who graduated today. Shirley Brown, Barbara Mason, Woman to Woman, and From His Woman to You, right here on Bedtime Stories. With your peanut butter brother, Dr. Al Greer. Congratulating my granddaughter who graduated from kindergarten this morning or this afternoon, whichever. And her mom, Brianna, my daughter, she showed this video of her just dancing. You know, she's just so happy, and I'm happy for her. I keep thinking, 6 years ago she was in my arms. I took her everywhere with me. I mean, everywhere. I mean, I used to take her to Ford City in a stroller. I had my own stroller, car seat, all of that stuff. I think I told you guys this before. I was just, man, a doting grandfather. I would push her around Ford City and everybody be like, oh, your daughter is so cute. And then she'd turn around and say, Papa, and shut me down, boy. Here's Free Life on Bedtime Stories. Yep, she's in she's going to first grade. Whoo. You know, they say time flies, boy. I tell you, time flies. I remember 6 years ago, we were one big happy family. and then tragedy struck. We were one big happy family under one roof. I remember that. I remember there were nights where Naomi would start crying and she would not stop crying. As you know, the seizures definitely, kind of, it slowed her down, but it never stopped her. You know, it never stopped her. And I remember some nights she would not stop crying. She just wouldn't stop crying. So, of course, when Pawpaw picked her up, you know, I know, and I mean, that stuff was making her loopy and lethargic and just like, I'm, I'd be talking to her. She'd be like just staring at me like, it's me, Papa. Like, who? Who are you? No. Like, dang. But every time, I know she couldn't write her own name. I remember I would go to every time she would go to the hospital, and I would see her. And, you know, one of the last times that I went to the hospital, they had bandaged her head up because they had the, electrodes or whatever they call them, do the brain scan on her. And it was so bad. I would go to the hospital and she would look up and see me and she would just, I would pick her up and I would hold her and, we'd fall asleep in the hospital. I remember having a picture of her, and she's just, EEGs, yeah. And, yep, we have gone through a lot with her, a whole lot. Like I said, I drove her around everywhere I went, everywhere I went. She was always with Papa. Yeah, baby. Free life. Wish you were here right now in Bedtime Stories. The show designed with the lovers in mind, to where we put you to bed, but never to sleep, with the greatest love songs of all time. Speedy recovery to Ray Neal, the proprietor and CEO of Ray Neal Media. Yeah. Earlier today, all the stations went off the air. He was in the hospital. They were poking and prodding him. So, nephew, come home soon, all right? Also, um, Lanice Banks, that's her name. Lanice is my goddaughter. She's the daughter of Big Daddy Woo Woo. May he continue to rest in peace. She was in the hospital. Blood clots on her heart, I think in her chest or heart, wherever they were. And they had to, do surgery on her. And I'm just glad she's all right. The same thing that her dad had, she had it as well. But she pulled through, and I'm so glad that she did. Anyway, Bedtime Stories is sponsored by our good friends over at Grubhub. Grubhub is a proud sponsor of Bedtime Stories here on WOSD Radio DB Chicago, WDLB Indianapolis and Chicago, which is bigsradio.com. And of course, your friends over at WRLNradio.com, a Ray Neal media station. It's your peanut butter brother, Dr. Al Greer. And once again, prayers going up to Lanice Banks and, of course, nephew Ray Neal. They're both in the hospital. And hope they don't stay too long. Lanice has been in the hospital for a week now. But she's stable. I talked to her today. And Ray Neal, I've yet to talk to him. But he went in for a couple of tests. He recently had to have, hip replacement surgery from years of, I guess, of working over at FedEx. So I pray that he's okay as well. It's your peanut butter brother, Dr. Al Greer. This is Bedtime Stories, the show designed with the lovers in mind. where we put you to bed but never to sleep with the greatest love songs of all time. Here's the first of two in a row from the greatest, or one of the greatest. They're the greatest. The Isley Brothers. This is Lover's Eve on Bedtime Stories. Hello there, Kimberly. Yeah. Stop reading your messages. Former I was. I was a male exotic dancer. You didn't know? Oh, you didn't know me then. I started that back when I was at Kennedy King, when I was built, you know. Yeah. Yes, I was a male exotic dancer. Yeah. Well, when I put, was it legendary radio personality, Troy had something to say about that, so I changed it. So last night I was former child star, and tonight former exotic dancer. Hey, it paid the bills. You don't understand. We would go from show to show, and we would dance for about maybe 20 minutes a piece, and we would get paid $150 for dancing for 20 minutes. It was great money, and it paid for books at Kennedy King. Somebody came up to me and said, "You should be a stripper." I'm like, "Why? Why should I be a stripper?" I had a six pack, yes. Now I have a keg. But you know what they say, you cannot drive a nail without a little weight behind the hammer. So, and oh boy, I got talked about the other day. It's like, whoa, when is the baby due? What are you talking about? Yeah. But yep, I used to dance. My stripper name was Risque. Yes, it was. It most certainly was. Yep. I was a pretty good dancer too. Now, you know, yeah, Risque. Latanya Lynn, what's going on, Miss Hollywood? But yeah, I was a pretty good dancer. I used to dance with folks with funnier names besides Risque. The Beef Master, the Body Snatcher, the Assassin, and of course, who could forget Scar Booty? Yeah, we were known as the Zap Squad. Yep, Risque. That was my name. And where did I get the name Risque? Off an album cover by Chic, same album with Good Times on it. That's where I got my nickname, my dancing name. And to this day, hey Latanya. And to this day, some people still call me Risque. Yep. And there are still some people out there that are still dancing. Um, let's see, it's Baby Cream. What is his name? Chocolate Shake, Chocolate Thunder, Sleepy and Chocolate. You know, I am great, Latanya. Thank you for asking. Would you say I'm glad I missed that? I have you to know that I was a great dancer. You know, I was. We used to do private parties, right? Michael is not still dancing. Um, yes, Mister. Yeah, he's still dancing. Yes, yes, Mister Michael is still dancing. As a matter of fact, we all had. It was like a reunion of sorts at the funeral for Don Simmons, one of the co-owners of the Taste. Yep, we were all there, and it was quite a reunion of yeah. Honey Love was there. There was a couple other ones, you know, and we were all, you know, there's nothing worse than former strippers getting together and talking about when they were fit back in the day. So, Honey Love and Sherman. And yes, Chocolate Shake is still dancing. But it's funny when you see him. You know, he looks like he could have been a college professor or something like that. You know, he'll have his glasses on and everything else, but you know, he never wears his glasses to strip. So you know, it's not like he has to pretty pretty much feel his way through because he can't see. I mean, his glasses are thicker than mine. I'm like, dang, bro. And every time I would see him, we would talk about old times, boy. And Mike is a cool brother. He is, he doesn't fit the description of a stripper. He just doesn't, you know. But he stays in shape. He absolutely stays in shape. But back in the day, boy, we were just all walking around like and old. That was a sight to see us all at the gym. It was just a sight, boy. Them ladies, boy, they'd be like, we would all be at the gym at the same time working out. You know, yeah, even little old me, because I was the smallest one, right? Woo! Yep, we were all at Bally's. Yep, those were the days. We'd all be at Bally's working out, either on 87th. Yeah, on 87th Street. Yeah, we sure did. Oh, memories, I tell you. I was the most buff DJ you'd ever wanted to see. Mhm. Let's make love tonight. Hey, Trish. Isley Brothers, two in a row. That is Let's Make Love Tonight from the album Between the Sheets, right here on Bedtime Stories. Hello to Ronnie and to Trish. I got both of you all. Ooh, how lucky am I, right? It's your peanut butter brother, Dr. Al Greer, former exotic dancer. Yes, formerly known as Risque. That was my dancing name. And I ain't ashamed. I am not ashamed at all. It paid for my books to go to school. It absolutely did. We used to dance for maybe 20, 15, 20 minutes. And, we would make our money. We made good money back then. Of course, I had a raggedy car that you, we had to have one person to push it and the other one to pop the clutch. I had a Datsun B210. It was blue, 4-speed stick with a Midland AM FM cassette radio in the car. Yes, I did. Those were the days. Hello to Latrice Jarvis. Thank you, I should say, for checking into bedtime stories. Right here with the peanut butter brother, Dr. Al Greer. And I should hit up some of my former dance troupe members. We should have a reunion, right? The only people we would be good for dancing to is senior citizens. They pay a lot. No, no, nah. I don't think she's talking to you, Troy, but okay, if that's what you think. You're so funny. Anyway, Latrice. Hello, Latrice Jarvis. How are you this evening, sweetheart? Thank you for joining me on my live. That senior building has strip dancers. Has They were on the news. Yeah. Mm-mm. Yep, those were the days, or the nights, I should say. Yeah, we used to. Oh my goodness. Why do you want to tell Climax that I miss you? You're funny, Troy. I'll tell you, you're funny. Whew. Boy, those were definitely the days. Do I miss them? No, no. I definitely don't miss those days. I remember we were at somebody's house dancing, right? We were at someone's house, and it was an apartment building. I never will forget. And it, it was the Zap Squad. It was me, Body Snatcher, Assassin, and it was just all women there, and we were the only men there. It was like 4 or 5 of us, and the rest were all women. And like 10 or 12 women sitting in a living room. And I remember somebody tipped them off, saying that we were having a party in this lady's apartment, and somebody called the cops, right? We were on the second floor. One of the dancers tried to climb out the second floor window. I'm like, you ain't gonna make it, bro. You ain't gonna make it. Trust me. He grabbed his bag and he raised the window and stuck one foot out. I'm like, are you crazy? We're on the second floor, fool. But those were some funny days, I tell you. We went to this one place. It was an after hours joint. And when I say they had cocaine on the bar, they had coke on the bar. Yeah. It was like BYOS, bring your own straw. You know, yep. Which is really third floor height, yeah. But then we was in this lady's house, right? And we had just gotten through dancing. And some of the young ladies wanted to, wanted to see if we were all natural, because at times we would have to enhance our G strings. So yeah, yep. But yeah, they had cocaine on the bar, and it was. And don't get me wrong, like I said, I don't miss those days because we could have been in jail. As a matter of fact, we did go to jail one night. Someone got assaulted at the club. The club being Illusion over on 76 and Halsted, which is now the um, police station. So one night, somebody got assaulted at the club. I'm coming out the club with my girlfriend. Her name was Patty. Patty. May she rest in peace. And the cops pulled over on the sidewalk and quickly put me into the. Well, no, they pull on the sidewalk and they separated Patty and I and started asking questions. Has he been with you all night? Yes. Have y'all coming out the club? Yes. We together all night? Yes. So our stories matched up. So they let us go. There was an after hours joint that served breakfast. So we went down the street, which is now, let's see, 63rd, which is now, or formerly known as CVS Pharmacy. So, yeah, I know it's ironic. Illusions became a police station. Yeah. But, and they tore it down. It's a parking lot now. But to make a long story short, Patty and I got into an argument, and I left her at the after hours breakfast joint. No sooner than I got to the sidewalk, the cops pulled up on the sidewalk and quickly took me to jail. Jackson 5, and maybe tomorrow, right here on Bedtime Stories. The show designed with the lovers in mind, where we put you to bed but never to sleep with the greatest love songs of all time. Yeah. Trisha's like, you did what? Yeah, one night I was leaving a well, not an after hours joint. We were leaving the Illusion, which was the name of the joint, on 76 in Halsted. I was with my then girlfriend, whose name was Patty, and they separated us. They asked us a bunch of questions. They said someone got raped inside of the club. Well, we knew nothing of it. Her and I were together the whole night. As a matter of fact, I was one of the judges for a strippers contest of all things. Well, at that time, her and I walked down the street to this after hours Um, it was like a breakfast place, kind of like Isola's, where they were down the street. So we went there, got into an argument. No sooner than I was like, I'm through, I'm done. And I got up to walk out, right? No sooner than I got through the doors, the police pulled up on the sidewalk, put me in a paddy wagon, and took me to the police station. Luana said, perhaps you shouldn't have left Patty. Oh, I left her. Oh, I was so, oh, I was livid. There was no need for her to be jealous because I was with her the whole night and she was with me. When I'm with somebody, I'm with somebody, you know. And as fine as Patty was, I wasn't trying to mess that up with anybody else. But she didn't, she had low self-esteem because she was kind of heavy set. So yeah, that's what happened. So we got in an argument and I walked off. I got arrested. The next morning, of course, they finally let me go because I hadn't done anything. So I don't remember how I got home, but I got home. And no sooner than I got home, she started blowing up my phone. And she was on the phone crying, I'm so sorry, I'm so sorry. I can't help it. I'm just so jealous. I'm like, oh, that's so sweet. Oh. She was just so jealous because I was so good looking back then. I know what happened, right? Here's Marvin Gaye from the album Let's Get It On. This is You Show Love to Ball on Bedtime Stories. Yeah, I was fine back in the day. And Luana, I didn't want to leave her. I was watching the skinny chicks. Girl, please. I wasn't even thinking about them. Yep. Patty was a fatal attraction. But I couldn't believe it. Patty was, what did she do? I think she was a nurse at a hospital. And she looked like a heavy set Donna Summer. That's how fine she was. But she was very, top heavy. And I remember after we broke up, she had breast reduction surgery. And I saw her one day after, her and I had broken up. Yeah, Preston, yeah. I think she was either a double D, a triple D, or F or something like that. They were just, And I remember seeing her after the surgery, and she just didn't look the same. Yeah. Yeah, she was a heavy Donna Summer, yeah. Oh my God. She was just, and I saw her and I almost didn't recognize her, you know. So she passed. And before she passed, she told her sister, who was also busted, she said, girl, don't have the surgery. Just get you a good ass bra. She said, I regret having the surgery now because, she ended up in the hospital and she passed on. So, yeah. Donna Summer should have married Edgar Winter. Donna Summer Winter, yeah. Yeah. But she sounds like a stunner. Yes, she was. She was my little chubby Donna Summer. Yes, she was. I mean, just imagine Donna Summer with just some more meat on her. She had but she had the Jerry curl back in the day. So her hair was just, and it came down to here. She was just, and I couldn't believe she didn't think she was cute. Like, dude, she was very insecure about her size, and I couldn't understand it. I'm like, but you got me. I guess that didn't mean anything. She wanted to be attractive to other men as well, but she was not satisfied. So so and she thought having the surgery would make her, you know, I don't know, make her look better. I'm like, you know, and she had just gotten tired of carrying around all that weight, and you know, it was just them because the rest of her was not large at all. So you know, yeah, yep, she had the, yep, she had the Jerry curl. Yeah, and the cutest little hands too. I just sent $10,000 to you through Zelle. If it isn't there, Trish Chili Wilson stole it. Okay, thank you, Troy. Woo! Good Lord. Yep, she was a chubby Donna Summer. Then I dated another young lady. She looked like Sinclair on Living Single. Also heavy set. Yeah, yeah. She was she was a big in two, I tell you. That's all I dated back then, you know. You know, I can count on one hand how many smaller women that I had, you know. And one of them kicked me out. And I swore to never date a skinny woman again. Yep. The AG Chronicles, yes. Yep. I swore up and down that I would never date another. And then I went back on my word and I dated this young lady, but she was top heavy. And, you know, she had the biggest brown eyes and everything else. She looked like Tracy Ellis Ross. She looked just like her. And she ended up leaving and going down to Atlanta and getting married on me. Ah, I said, no more skinny women. I'm not going back this time. Nope. And that was it. Yeah. They weigh more than you. Yes, they did for the most part. Most of them weighed more than me. Yeah. Yeah. It's like there was Dawn, there was, I mean, just, yep. Al is more likely to date a woman who looks like Betsy Ross. Better Betsy Ross than Diana Ross. Hey, but yep, all of them, you know, with the exception of maybe three or four, you know. Yep. Say you like to be held down. I do. I ain't gonna lie. I do. I like to be dominated. You know. I, you know, as much as I, you know, am a Capricorn, sometimes I can take a back seat to another Capricorn or a woman who is more dominant. You know, I guess that's that motherly thing I have, and you know, like to be, you know, You know, my mother used to, beat the crap out of me, but it was all in love, so and mom was a big girl too. Marvin Gaye, My Last Chance. Yeah. I felt like that a lot of times, at the club. I would meet somebody and, we would dance all night. I'd say, oh, this is my last chance to talk to you. So, you know, it's like speed dating. I had my chance to talk to shoot my shot, as it were, to this young lady. So, gave it all I had within 3 minutes, the 3 minute rap. Sometimes, I could use the 5 minute rap that, depending on, if I had her attention or not. But the 3 minute rap usually worked. Usually worked. It worked one time for this young lady. I'm not going to say her name just in case she's listening. But I caught her attention because I was DJing in Hyde Park, and I said, "Are you going to keep ignoring me all night?" She looked at me like, "I wasn't even looking at you." I wasn't even looking at you. I said, "That's it. You weren't looking at me. I mean, look at me. I'm the DJ." And that got her attention, and we dated. Well, we dated. And then she became obsessed with me. And I'm like, oh Lord. And then it was over. Anyway, the AG Chronicles continues right now with Lionel Richie. Lady and shining armor, and I love you. Well, what I am yours. Yours. Yep. Come Get to This by Marvin Gaye. I'm afraid not. No, too fast. Nope, too fast for this show. Maybe on the B-sides. Pearl Reed, what's going on? Pearly May. You have made me such a fool in your love. Come on, Lionel. My soul later. I thought I'd never find you. Come on, Lionel. Into my heart. Made me whole. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Bob Coleman. What's going on, sir? Yes, I am staying bulletproof, brother. As a matter of fact, where is it? I can't find it now. You know how when you look for something, you can't find it, but it's always there? I can't find it. But yes, I am staying bulletproof, brother. It's good to see you. Bob Coleman. I'm not going to say he gave me my first job. He recommended me for my first radio job out in Gary at WLTH. And I never looked back. And I can't find it. Damn it, it's right here somewhere. Anyway, yeah, Bob Coleman spoke up for me to get a job. He and the music director went to school together. They went to South Shore. Well, the three of us went to South Shore. They were just a few years older than me, but you know, I credit Bob Coleman for a few things, and you know, I don't know if I told him this when he was here. I went to his house. I remember he lived on, I want to say 87th and Wood or something like that. You know, over there by Reese's. Chris Bass, what's going on, sir? And in his bedroom, he had a studio all set up. I was like, yeah, I want one of those. I must have ran home and tried to rearrange the basement to make it look like what he had there. I mean, he had EQs and turntables built in. And, I mean, it was like, man, 87th and Wood. I was like, man, this is what I want to do when I get home. I'm gonna, you know, and I went out and found that you had an EQ and you had it built into this little whatever it was. And I found that same EQ. It had like left and right. So it was like a 10 band EQ, and I found it. And it's like, you know, I thought I was doing something back then. And I remember used to DJ at the Nimbus. I was like, oh, I wanted to DJ at the Nimbus. You and Derek Norfleet. I was like, this is what I want to do. You know, right then and there, I'm like, this is what I want to do with my life. I want to DJ at the Nimbus, and I never got a chance to. It was the first time I had seen um, Techniques turntables. This was before they made the 1200s. They had the 1400s, which I'm looking for, and I wish I could find at least one of them. They stopped making the 1400s, and they made the 1200s. Well, the 1200s were this 50-pound turntable that could take a licking and keep on ticking. And we would get the flight case, and we put these 50-pound turntables in the flight case, would made the flight case at least 200 pounds, including the mixer. You know, it was like, man, those were the days. Those were the days. You should contact Hyde Park Records for that. They might have an 1800 over there. I've seen them with other turntables. I saw them with, you know, the 1200s, but I have a set of 1200s, which are over on 80th and Aberdeen, my former residence. But they're still over there. But I'm looking for the 1800. It's a SLD1 1800 Techniques turntable. You know, the pitch control is like right in the middle. It's a little roller thingy. Yeah. But those were, oh my God. Techniques by Panasonic. Yeah. It's the Techniques 1800. Chris Bass, what's going on, sir? Bass, how low can you go? Whoa, whoa, whoa. Yeah, Chris Bass is the only guy that makes me sound like Minnie Mouse. I tell you. Shooby doo wop, shoot, shooby doo wop. Yep. I am well, Chris. It's good to see you as always. I really appreciate you. Especially for Free Your Mind Fridays. Yes. Hello. Ooh, time is flying tonight, which means I'll be in the bed before be in bed under the covers before the room gets dark. Because I am the greatest of all time. Joe Frazier has nothing on me. I love the song right now. Shibby-doo-bop. GQ, and I do love you right here on Bedtime Stories. It's your peanut butter brother, Dr. Al Greer. Hello to Chris Bass, my brother from another mother. He's the only guy that makes me sound like Mickey Mouse. When he talks, it's like, "Rrr." And then we're talking, sounds like one person talking to themselves in the room. All we need is Paul Morgan and Big Lou Johnson and put the three of us in the same room together. The room would just shake. There's too much bass in this room. Too much testosterone going on. Coming up in about 14 minutes, we have Foreplay. 4 songs by one of your favorite artists or groups, male or female. Right now, here's Lufa, Since I Lost My Baby, on Bedtime Stories. There's plenty of life. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. And the new day seems cold. I'm a 10 and you're a 10. Let's make 20 kids. Yeah. Which will be 10 more than I already have. Yeah, okay. Sure, why not? Yep. Come on. Let's do it. I think I got a few left in there, a few more bullets in the chamber. All right, let's do it. Fire off a few shots. Anyway, right now I'm firing them into a face cloth. I tell you, you're my favorite Twitchy. Well, thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much. It's a pleasure to make your acquaintance. Yes. Yep. I got a few left. So watch out. So, wait a minute. You're not going to strap up? I got one more left. And now you're pregnant. If it were only that easy, I tell you. A lot of women, it wasn't that easy. Like, when you try to knock somebody up and it doesn't work, it's like, oh, not working. So you were an exotic dancer? Yes, I was. Yes. You got that one, huh, Chris? Nobody else, either they got it and they didn't comment or they just didn't get it at all. So, yep. Yep. Yes, I was an exotic dancer and I enjoyed every moment of it. You know, I enjoyed every minute. I danced at some of the best clubs in Chicago, both South Side and West Side. I danced at this place called Brothers Palace, and we were practicing, right? And I danced, and there was this very famous MC and comedian who was on the West Side that night, and he witnessed some of my earlier dancing. That guy turned out to be Wilbur Hi-Fi White. He said, "Ooh, child, you shaking that thing." Like, oh Lord. He went on to make, of course, the penitentiary movies, and of course, a couple of episodes of Sanford and Son. Wilbur Hi-Fi White. Yeah. I'm a 9-year-old. Can you do it to me, whatever that means? Um, can you shake that thing? Yes, I can. Yes. As a matter of fact, yes. The thing still shakes. Yes. Yes. Anyway, last night I tried to do an Arnold Schwarzenegger, but it didn't work. Yeah. The housekeeper wasn't willing, so Oh, that Maria, I tell you. Maria, I need you in this room right now. Now. Maria, to the chopper. Anyway, please shake it to daddy. I'm like, Maria, you're not through cleaning. Hey, where are you going? I clean, I tired. You wear out, I go home. I tired, I sleepy. I go home now. I be back. Okay, Maria. Okay. Hello from the Ukraine. Hello. Ah, Maria, come back. Come back. Maria said to the chopper. I'm going home. Boy, dang. Oh, no. Seems to have more nigger than Swartz. Thank you, Troy. Hey, 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 hey. Watch that. Shake it to daddy. Yes. I tell you. Mm-mm. Yeah, Maria up and left last night. I said, like, what's the problem? Oh, you're too dirty for me. I go home. You're too dirty. You keep dirty house. I go home. Ooh wee. Anyway, yeah, yeah. I come back clean some other time. I go home. Okay. I tell you, it's hard to keep a good house cleaner. I tell you, really is. It's those 20 steps they have to climb to get to my apartment, right? It's like, oh, there's too many steps. What is You need elevator. Like, what? Elevator? Mm-mm. You need an elevator. Mr. Al, Dr. Al, you need elevator. Okay. Mm-mm. Ah, Pamela Hawkins. Give it up for Pamela Hawkins. Yeah. Bill Leon. Anyway. Oh, it's the hotline. Gee, I wonder who it is. Yep. Another crank call. Crank Yankers. I missed that show. Crank Yankers. That was on MTV, right? Yeah. Yeah. Speaking of which, um, Tyler Perry bought both VH1 and BET. You know, so BET is BET again. It's not WET. Oh, I see what's happening here. Chicago's own Love Lights. And how can I tell my mom and dad? It's your peanut butter brother, Dr. Al Greer. Hello to Pamela Hawkins. I am so glad that she made it out of that accident last night. She sent me pictures of the car. The car is like, ooh. I'm like, nobody should have gotten out of that car. If it weren't for the airbags, she would not be on this live tonight. So, uh, Pam, I tell you, it just wasn't your time, girl. It wasn't your time. A few months ago, she had a carjacking and they took the car. So I'm like, whoa, you be careful out there. Be careful out there, I tell you. Anyway, coming up in about 5 minutes, we do foreplay. Right now, here's Gladys Knight without the pips on Bedtime Stories. Woo! Hmm. It is true. News of you. Boom, boom, boom. I'll check my voicemail later. Miracle for what you've done. Please stay right by my side. Two can be one, the righteous way to go. That song is so beautiful. Gladys Knight and the Pips from the soundtrack of Claudine, right here on Bedtime Stories. The show designed with the lovers in mind, where we put you to bed but never to sleep with the greatest love songs of all time. It's your peanut butter brother, Dr. Al Greer, and we are getting ready for foreplay. But before we do that, let's check in with our sponsors at Grubhub. Mm. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba-da-da. Ba-da-ba-ba-da-da.
Get the food you love with perks from Grub What You Love.
Grubhub is a proud sponsor of Bedtime Stories here on WOSD Radio DB Chicago, WDLB Indianapolis and Chicago, as well as WRLNradio.com, a Ray Neal media station. It's time for foreplay. This group hails from New York City. Now, there's some talk of where they got their name from. Um, of course, it could have been, the spot in New York, or it could have been the drink. We don't know. Most of the members have gone on to glory. I got a chance to talk to one of them before he passed, and that was Wilfred Blue Lovett. They had an anniversary one year, and I was the DJ for the anniversary, and they were at the Star Plaza, and they had just gotten off the stage, and I was, playing music, and all of a sudden, Blue comes over to me, right, and he was like, "Little brother, you're playing stuff that I don't even remember." I said, "You wrote it. How come you don't know what it is?" Tonight we feature the music of the Manhattans in foreplay. Uh. That's exactly what he said. Come on, Blue. Ooh, baby. The more I want to love you. All that's on my mind. Scooby doo 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 doo. And ever and ever. Loving you's all that's on my mind. Sing, Gerald. Won't you? Won't you? Do you one more time? Well, I ever had. And it feels so good to be loved so bad. Mm-hmm. Oh, are you? You are? Oh, it's 11. Mm-hmm. Somebody said they was going to do some overtime, I guess. Mm-hmm. 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 Overtime, my Aunt Fanny. May she rest in peace. Feels so good to be loved so bad. Well, Lord. Not tonight. Not tonight. There is no VIP tonight. Al, I got confused. I thought Alexander O'Neill was at 11 o'clock. We was about to fight. No, Alexander O'Neill is at midnight on the B-sides on 1690 WBLN. Two different shows. You got the bedtime stories and you got the B-side stories. So at midnight on the iHeartRadio app, you may listen to the B-side starting at midnight, or actually 12:06, which is when my show actually starts. So you will hear Alexander O'Neill tonight, but not on this station. See, I know it's confusing, but yeah, Alex will be on tonight at midnight Central Standard Time on the B-sides. So you got it? Got it? Good. All right, time to get some water. Must stay hydrated. To the chopper. To be loved so. Do it to me once again.
Sad day.
Woo!
Nothing's the same since you've been gone. This old house.
It's not the same. It's not the same. Ooh, baby. Sing, Gerald. I miss you. Ooh, Lord. Ooh, look. Look what I found, Trish. It's a it's a charger for an iPhone. I knew I had it somewhere. Miss you. Woo!
Ooh, baby.
Ooh, baby. What'd he say? Woo! Blue he used to kill him, boy. The band would break it down and Blue would grab the mic. They put the spotlight on him. You're like, yeah, you know, and so on and so on. The girls would be like, I swear, After the concert, all the seats where the ladies had been sitting were all wet because of Blue. I said, I want to be just like him when I grow up. I'll be so glad when my voice changes. Ooh, 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 ooh. Come on, baby. Let's sit down. We've been dancing all night long. It was that word. Who knew, right? Love song, love song, love song. Disco music. Mm, I know, right? Mm. So they were talking about, we were talking about my thinning hair, and someone said aloe vera and vitamin E. So if it works, I'll have a full head of hair, right? And then I can tell other balding men that this actually works. Vitamin E and aloe vera. Right now, I'm using olive oil. Is it working? I don't know. Like I always say, no woman has ever asked me for any hair. It's like, ooh, Al, I heard you have a great head of hair. Can you show it to me sometime? No one has ever asked me for hair, so you know, get like a little toupee and stick it up there. I guess I don't know. Yes, I want to dance. I want to dance. Come on, I want to dance. What am I drinking? H2O, just water, ice mountain water. Yep. Someone gave me a big jug of ice mountain water, and that's all I've been drinking. Yep. Trying to stay young, for these, for these young girls. They, you know what I'm saying, you know. In the words of Steve Harvey, I'm gonna stay fly till I die. Show your love. Yep. Water. I haven't had any. alcohol since this afternoon. No, one of my coworkers. Hey, Ken. One of my coworkers had alcohol with them, and I'm not going to say who it was, but he said, "Al Greasy, pull out this little bottle of Tito's." I was like, "Ooh, no, no, not at work. Oh, no. Mm-mm. I drink that Tito's and nobody's safe at work. Mm-mm. Nobody will be Tito's." He had like a little bottle of Tito's. I was like, "No, my brother, I cannot partake in the Tito's." So, mm-mm. And see, it doesn't take much, for me to get, it's like a sleep aid for me. It's like most people, they go around and they stumbling and they still awake. I drink and I go to sleep. That's it. It's like gulp, 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 sleep. That's it. Gulp, 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 sleep. Now I can drink wine all night. It doesn't do anything to me. It relaxes me. I just get relaxed. But a shot of Tito's or some tequila, I'm gone. You know. I get me some 1800 and I take a shot a night just to go to sleep. That's it. Give me some red wine. That's it. But, or of course, this 6 pack of Coronas. Ooh, yeah. But some people drink till they can't drink anymore, or till it's all gone. Yeah. Al Greasy, a good name for a modern day rapper. Al Greasy for Sheezy. Mm-mm. Yeah, that's right. Oh, you ain't said nothing, Trish. I love anything that Sutter Home puts out is cheap and is good. Like some of my ex-girlfriends, cheap and good. I tell you, ooh, girl, that's good, and you cheap too. Don't have to take them to a fancy restaurant to, cheap, and you're good. You know, take them to Fuddruckers, the Fuddruckers. What are they gonna do? Come beat me up or something? I was talking to somebody today before I left work. I just called to see how you was doing. Why you gonna bust me out on your live? I said, I never said your name. I didn't say, me and so, got caught one night in my van by the police and they shined the light on me. I said, I'm stroking. Yes, I do. you know, yeah, we almost went to jail that night, but I didn't say her name. But it was I had, I was experimenting with this new drug that they had come out with. It was called Viagra. Yeah. I said, I don't see what the big deal is. I'm like, I'll probably take this and nothing to happen. So, I just, see nothing. See, I told you, what is the ho, 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 ho? I'm hype about this stuff. I was like, I shouldn't have done that. I really shouldn't have, you know. And all the warnings that they tell you, may cause blindness, which is fine because, you're going to be in the dark for at least 20 minutes to a half an hour anyway. So it doesn't matter if your eyesight goes out, it's dark. What's may cause a drop in blood pressure. Cool, I got high blood pressure. That works. Hey, I don't have to take the high blood pressure medicine anymore. I just pop one of these and then I'm good to go. I just be wearing some shades. I'll be. Now, where is that piano? Anyway. Where is that housekeeper? Where did she go? What's going on here? That's okay. He said you go blind and your blood pressure drops. Yay. Well, amen. Yeah. Like, is that all? Oh, okay. May cause a significant drop in blood pressure. Oh, well. It's like, I don't have to look at her then. Okay, that works out fine. Mm-mm. They said, speaking of Ray Charles, they said he used to be a womanizer, and he used to abuse his wives. Really? If you're stupid enough to stand there while he beats you, while a blind man beats your ass, you deserve it. Run! Get out of the house. Where did she go? When I catch you, your ass is dead. Get out of the house. It ain't like I can Tina. I could see Tina. Ray couldn't see nobody. Really? Get out of the house, lady. When I catch you, your ass is mine. Wrapping. Wrapping up foreplay on bedtime stories. You found that amusing, didn't you, Ken? I do this impersonation of Ray Charles. They said back in the day that Ray was he was quite the ladies' man, but he could be very abusive at times. My thing is, okay, unlike Ike and Tina, Ike could see Tina, but Ray couldn't see nobody. I don't understand. Trish said all they had to do was run to the other side of the room and be quiet. Yeah, right. Even if Ray were, a wife beater or whatever, I'm like, right, go to the other side of the room and be real quiet. When I catch you, your ass is mine. Anyway, it's like, go sit down somewhere. Leave the house. Why would you stand there while he beats your butt? Like, really? Tina had no choice. I could outrun her. She had on heels. She couldn't run. She could only dance in heels. She couldn't run away. So, but Ray, they say Bill Withers was an abuser as well. I'm like, Bill Withers, all those beautiful songs, Grandma's Hands, I Want to Spend the Night. And they said he used to go upside his wife's head. I'm like, what is wrong with these guys? They had some of the finest wives in the world, and they just You know, I don't get it. Anyway, it's your peanut butter brother, Dr. Al Greer. This is Bedtime Stories. Hello to Ken Watlington, aka Kenny Cool Cat, who has never put his hands on any woman. I know that for sure. It's Patty LaBelle. Love, need, and won't you, baby, on Bedtime Stories. You know, they had no excuse to get, I know, right? They wanted to get beat up. Like, really? Oh, no. It means you wanted to get beat up. Here I am, Ray. I'm about to whoop your ass. I mean, seriously, if you wanted to get away, you could have just got away. Get beat up by a blind man. Um, Stevie's been married several times. I think Stevie's been married like 3 or 4 times. But they never say why he got divorced. His first marriage to Sarita Wright ended in divorce. Uh, of course, after they wrote these beautiful songs together. Oh, if you really love me, won't you tell me? Oh, won't you tell me? I'm like, okay, but you never hear anything about them, you know, about Stevie Wonder. If Stevie Wonder is, rough on women, you never know. They don't like to talk ill about the handicap. They just don't. I'm serious, Trish. It's like, you know, Stevie Wonder goes upside wife's head. Film at 11. No, you will never find out if Stevie was. Stevie has had the same radio station for over 30 years. The same radio station out in Los Angeles, KJLH, and has never gotten any complaints. When he does go to the office, he bumps into a few of his employees. What do? Nothing. It's Stevie Wonder. Not like he's Donald Trump or somebody grabbing, you know, it's like, Trish, I'd like to see you in the office. Like, so I can grope you. You're like, okay. Not like Arnold Schwarzenegger, I'm going to grope you. Get in my office now. Right. It's like, oh no, girl, you better go. Arnold's on the rampage today. He's been grabbing booties all morning. Oh no. Get in my office now. Oh, it's your turn, girl. I'm sorry. I'm off to lunch. Hey, good luck. So let's go over your performance. Oh, no. Yep, I'm the governor of California. It's time to clean house. And boy, did he. With the house cleaner. How do you? He slept with the housekeeper, got her pregnant, and for years they didn't know that was Arnold's child. Really? Really? Now, if you go to my page, you'll see pictures of my granddaughter, Mimi. Mimi looks exactly like me, okay? There is no denying that is my grandchild. I'm just saying, you know, All my children look like me. Even my 18-year-old. She looks like my mother. Case closed. Got a nose, everything. I'm like, okay, little mama. Okay. So, did you get a DNA test? I'm like, no. Did Arnold get a DNA test? Did he have to? His name is Joseph. He's part Hispanic and part Austrian. It's like, sometimes you really don't need a DNA test to see if a child is yours or not. You know, my thing has always been, if the child can do this, that's my child. There's no DNA test needed. If they can do this with their with one eyebrow up, my son Alonzo, I'm like, yep, that's my kid. Either that or his daddy's name is Dwayne Johnson. It's like, you know, DNA test. Are you sure that's your child? Oh my God. You have so many children. Oh my God. I can't mess with you. You got too many kids. Okay. Next. Mm-mm. Dwayne, yeah. Mm-mm. It's like, in my years of dating, I've never been turned down by anyone, or maybe a few. Said, you have too many kids. What, are you afraid you're going to get pregnant by me? Really? You don't need to be messing with me anyway then. Like, you know, if you're that afraid, if you're that scared of getting pregnant, move on. Move around. You you don't want to be with me. You know, oh, you got too many kids. Oh, what were you thinking? I wasn't. Wasn't doing too much thinking there. I was just, I wasn't thinking. You know, I was stroking. That's what I've been doing. You know, that's it. Do I want more kids? Oh, no, no, no anime. No, I'm good on that. And don't get me wrong. Some guys say, well, I never date a woman with kids. I'm like, okay. That means she don't want no more. If she's got one or two or three in some cases, she don't want it anymore. So you ain't got nothing to worry about. What are you worried about? A woman with kids. If they're walking and talking, 9 times out of 10, she don't want any more kids. 3 is enough. 4 is a crowd. I dated one girl. She had like 4. She was like, after that last one, she's like, hey, Doc, while you're down there, yeah, cut it off. Well, not cut it off, but, yeah. Like, extract the plumbing. I'm done. She said, when you and cut the umbilical cord, just keep going. Just go on up in there. Yeah. Yep. She had, yeah. Get fixed quick. Yeah, right. It's like, I'm done. We're done here. We're done. We're done. Yep. Yep. We're done. And that's it. Well, I don't never date nobody with no kids. Your loss. She might be fine as frog's hair. It's like you, oh, because she got kids. So okay, I get it. I don't get it. That's right. Get those tubes tied. Michael Henderson, and Be My Girl right here on Bedtime Stories, to show the sign with the lovers in mind, where we put you to bed but never to sleep with the greatest love songs of all time. Trish said, 3 is the clipping number. Pamela said, get those tubes tied. So for those of you not on my live right now, you probably have no idea what I'm talking about right now. Well, um, some of my guy friends, they said they would never date a woman who has children. I'm like, okay, more for me. You don't have to date her. Trust me. There's no need. I would never date a woman that's got kids. Okay, don't do that then. Okay. Trish said 3 is the clipping number. Yeah, when you have that third baby, ladies, when they cut the umbilical cord for the third baby, you just tell them, hey, just keep on clipping. Go on up in there. Yeah, just, you know. I asked my daughter the other day. I said, so you have 3 now. Are you planning on having another child? She just looked at me like, don't make me cuss you out, Alonzo. I guess the answer is no. Brianna is done. It's Will Downing, Gerald Albright on Bedtime Stories. Clip me, baby, clip me. Clip me with your scissors. Yep, my daughter looked at me like, she can't even do it. She tried to put her eyebrow. Yep. She got one that just started walking, one that's not walking, one that is walking. I'm like, okay. I'm just saying, you know. Let me know when you're done. You'll be the only one having fun. Mm-mm. All right, that's better. 3 is the clipping number. I heard that, Trish. Woo! No more, no more. Yes, we're done here. Time out on the babies. When I found out I had a 16-year-old 2 years ago, I was like, really? Then her mother, you knew I had the baby. No, I didn't know you had no baby by me. You know, this was news to me. The child hit me up on Instagram. I was like, she sent me a picture of her mom. You know who this is? I'm like, I'm afraid not. And I don't know what her mama said. Clipping for her and snipping for him. You know, Trish, I don't mind because, you know, and for me, I'm shooting blanks anyway. So it's like, you know, still shooting, but it's like, it's into a face towel. Yep. Woo! Yep. Back in the day, boy, when I would have company, I'd, take my shower and everything, make sure I'm, all cleaned up, especially, down there. Never got any complaints. They're like, ooh, good Lord, you smell like every other man that I'm like, not here. No. Blanks, yes. Yep, blanks. Yep. No more. No more. What you say? Ball crumbs. Yep. Pretty much so. You know. And I'm not. I'm not against children. I'm just against children with me. you know. I'm done. You know. I have a granddaughter who's what, about 4 months now, 4 months old. What do I look like having a child? Okay, that child that I have will be my granddaughter's aunt or uncle. I'm not trying to do that. Go change your aunt. I was like, no, I'm not trying to do that. Hi, Naomi. This is your niece or your nephew. Like, no, your uncle, rather. Yeah, it's your uncle. Like, no, I'm not trying to do that. No, I'm really not. Mm. Go change your uncle. Okay. Ball crumbs. And these days when it's it's an event, you know. Your mom was beautiful and all of that. Thank you, Jay. Thank you. Yeah. My mother, thank you for changing this. Sugar. My mother, God rest her soul. When I got married the first time, she said, you can have this annulled, right? My nephew is 2 years younger than me. Like, okay, okay, okay. But my mother, yeah, she said, you can have this annulled. I'm like, Ma, I just got married. You trying to, yeah. She said, you can get this annulled. I was like, Mother, I just married this woman no more than 2 hours ago. My mother was at the wedding and everything. Mothers always know about women. Remember the second marriage? My mother pulled her to the side. She said, um, you do right by my son now. Don't break his heart. I'm not gonna break his heart. Don't break his heart. I'm not gonna break his heart. It was like a scene out of Scarface. Don't me, Tony. I'm not going no far. You're right. So she didn't like her? Oh no, absolutely not. She did not like my first wife at all. My first wife started calling her Madeir. Madeir. She's like, who's she talking to? This is not a Tyler Perry movie, bitch. This gonna take a miracle. Denise Williams, and it's going to take a miracle right here on Bedtime Stories. To Peanut Butter Brother, Dr. Al Greer. Lawana said, I can definitely understand your mother. My mother didn't like my first wife at all. She did not like her at all. As a matter of fact, it was like 2 weeks after we got married, my mother said, you can have this annulled. It's only been 2 weeks. I'm like, Mom, I'm trying to, make it work. I'm trying to, get to know her and all of that stuff. She said, you can get this annulled. I'm like, but Mom, I want to make it work. I want to, grow with her. I want us to be together forever and a day. She said, you can have this annulled, right? I'm like, you're not hearing me, mother. I want to try to make this work, she said. I said, you're not hearing me. You know you can have this annulled, right? You haven't been married a month yet. She saw something, and I was like, okay, I hear you, mother. I hear you. I tried to make it work. We got married in August. We got separated in November. I think mom knew something. I just wish I had listened. You're Stevie Wonder. Send one you love on Bedtime Stories. She said, you know you can have this annulled. I'm like, no, we gonna make this work. This my boo. Got married in August, September, October, November. In November, it was over. It was over. OVA over. You know, she tried, Trish, she tried everything to make me put my hands on her. She did everything but hit me. She did everything but hit me. She got right in my face one night. I'm like, I'm tired, baby. Let's just lay here. Let's just cuddle. I'm really tired. Let's go to bed. And she kept talking, right? I'm like, babe, I just want to, I just want to go to sleep. She got right in my face. She said, well, what are you going to do? At that point, Trish, I lost it. Before I knew it, when she said, oh, what do you want to do? I head butted her in her nose. Yeah. Don't run. Like Ray. No, I catch you. I know. I'm blind, but I ain't stupid. I catch you. So yeah, I head butted her in her nose. Yep. At that time, I was on probation for a gun charge. So yeah, I was on probation. So I shouldn't have been head butting, fist bumping, nothing, high fiving nobody. I had to go to therapy, anger management classes, 130 hours of community service. I was on a 7 o'clock curfew. I could not leave the house after 7 o'clock. I had to be in the house. Mr. Greer, this is Cook County Sheriff's Office. Are you in the house? Yes, I am. Could you please step outside? Yes, I will. Step outside. Yes. A gun charge. Yes. Stepped outside in my robe. I said, okay, Mr. Greer, have a good evening. All right. Went back in the house, took the robe off, rolled my pants leg down, and left. I was already dressed to leave. I'm like, okay, we'll just wait till they get here, and then I'm going to go to the club, right? My probation officer, I went on parole. He told me, he said, if you're caught in the club and something goes down, he said, make sure there's an exit that you can leave out of, because if you get caught after curfew, you know you're going back to jail and you will do time. I said, okay, sir. So that was it. So, had everything expunged, went through the anger management classes, you know, and I'm free and clear. I can start all over again with a new gun, a new FOI card, and all of that stuff. So that's it. Yep. But in my defense, was it worth it? It was a wake up call. You know, I thought I was the Teflon Don at that point. So, you know, once I went through all of that, I was a new man. You know, they used to call me the gun toting DJ, but no more. Yeah. So that's it. I'm like Ike said, I'm off that narcotic. So now I'm a lover, not a fighter. I don't even like to argue. You know, that's another thing. You know, she liked to argue all the time. And, you know, according to her, it wasn't an argument. She just, you know, off what? Off being that kind of person. You know, I'm the first to admit I was a little hot headed back then. But it was only because I was I was pushed. You know, I did not want to. You know, I didn't. You know, I was provoked. I was pushed. You know, and then finally I just, you know, I retaliated, and you know, through therapy and prayer, I said no more. I said you can make your point by yourself. I'm leaving the house. Do you ever want to spend the night? Still Bill Withers, and I want to spend the night right here on Bedtime Stories. It's your peanut butter brother, Dr. Al Greer. We are winding it down. I got about 8 minutes left. Time sure flies when you're having fun, you know. Let's wrap it up with this one from Will Downing. No one can love you more. No one can tell me that I'm pretending. Come on, Will. Should I play games? Love's not a plaything. Questions people ask of me for loving you. Why should I say the reasons are my own? One unit more than I own you. No one is needed more than I need you. No one is more than I want you, baby. Than I do you. Dreaming. Love's not a me. Love has a meaning. For No one can live more. Question people ask of me, loving you. Why should I say the reasons are my own? Always wants it more than I want you. What is needed more than I do you? No one is needed more than I want you. No one is needed more than I need you. Da 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 da. Come on. For me. Watch over me. Mm-mm, mm-mm. Woo! Come on, Nancy. Mm. Mm. Want to watch. That's right. Good night, Tits McGee, who's on vacation.
For me.
Woo! The baby Nancy Wilson. Someone to watch over me. That's gonna do it for me, Al Greer. Thank you so much for staying up with me. To Trish, to Lawana, to Ronnie. Who else? Let me go to the list. Chris Bass, Nicole, Bernard Dean Moulton, Jay Lewis, Ken Watlington, Chris Bass, Rachel Dodson, Phil McCushion, Pearl Reed, And everybody who watched me on the other channel. Uh, Queen Deborah, Russell Baker, Cousin Hazel, Honey Greer, Rachel Montgomery, everybody, thank you so much. Till next time, blue skies, green lights, and peace. Good night, Miss Delicious. All right, folks. Thank you so much, as always. Lawana, good night. I will see you next Saturday. Next Saturday. All right, good night, all. And of course, you too, Troy and Tits McGee. Ah, holla.